Hey guys, welcome to Prob of Tech. I'm AJ. So in this series of playlist or in this series of videos, I'm gonna tell you all about object-oriented programming, the OOPS, using Python. I'm using Python language here because it's very simple and which will make you understand all the basic fundamentals of it. So yeah, this is part one of the video, and in the upcoming parts, I will let you know all the concepts and everything. So yeah, let's move on. Let's begin our journey. So the common question, what is OOPS? Object oriented programming. So the three word will explain itself. The programming which is oriented with the object, or else the programming which is related with the objects. Alright, so let's take our real life examples. See, a water bottle is object, our mobile is the object, our laptops are objects. So bringing that into programming is called object oriented programming. So let us go through the traditional way. Object oriented programming is a programming paradigm, which means a pattern that allows us to organize code in a more modular and efficient way. So it enables us to model real world objects, concepts, and systems in our programs by creating classes, objects, and methods. So before moving on further, let me tell you, it says, see, which enables us to use the objects and concepts in our programs using classes and objects. So brace yourself and we will do something about it. The how can we use our real world objects in the program? So let's move on. See, there are these types of concepts. The first one is class, and the second one is objects. These two are the very basic and significant of OOPS concept. And then there are another four, which are inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay, we'll come back to them. So let's the first main, what is a class? So before moving on, what is a class? Let me tell you. In OOPS concept or in any programming language, like see, Java is a pure object-oriented language. The starting of the program itself starts with the class. So let me tell you the significance of a class. See, class. Let us see the sentence. A class is a blueprint or a template for creating objects. It defines the properties and behavior of an object, which means, see, a blueprint. For example, if you are creating a building, if you are building a apartment or some shopping mall, all right, you will call the architecture. Sorry. So yeah, the architecture will show you the plan, how many rooms will be there, what are the dimensions of the rooms, and how will be the escalators and everything. So that is a blueprint of the object, apartment or shopping mall. Okay, we'll take the apartment. So apartment is an object, and architecture is giving a class of properties, dimensions, and escalator functionalities and everything. Alright, let me repeat it once again. So apartment is an object and architecture is giving the blueprint. So how many rooms should be there, what are dimensions of the room and everything. So the class is the blueprint of the object. Alright, and okay, let's go to the practical part. This all the theory, let's go to the practical part and let us understand how to put that in a program. Alright, so yeah, so there is this a main.py file I'm using here. So yeah, let's begin. Let's check if it is working. Print hello. All right. All right, there you go. We found here. It's working. All right. Now let's begin. So to create a class in Python, we have to use the keyword called class itself. So class, you can see it turned into a blue color. All right, so that means it is a keyword. All right, class, and we have to give name of the class to create a class. All right, before moving on, let me show you what I'll be using. So yeah, let me tell you the class car. All right, let's get back to our real world. So in this world there are many different types of cars, but they all come under one thing, which is a vehicle car. Okay, under car there are many different all right, let me tell you. See, the car has some properties which are color, model and manufacturing year, and the car has its own functions, or let's say methods. See, there is a small difference between functions and methods. I will tell you going on. So yeah, for now we'll keep that as methods. All right, let's say functions. All right, the car's functions are accelerating, steering and brakes. Am I right? Yes. So the properties are the color of the car, the model, the manufacturing year, and its functions. There are two types things. There are two things here of a car. So let's create a class car, and we'll put some properties and we'll put some methods. So let's go back. So yeah, class or car. Okay. I created a class. Now I have to put some properties and also methods later on. Methods. All right, let me tell you what is difference between a function and a method. All right. See, let me before doing this, let me show you diff abcd. All right, something like print hi. All right, let's see. The abcd, which is outside the class. All right, outside the class, all the functions are called functions, nothing else. Let me tell you. Okay, let me keep this in this way. So the functions inside the class are called methods. So let me define q w e or x y z print by. Okay, let me tell you. So see, abcd is a function, but xyz is a method. All right, think of a bit. See, inside the class it is called method, it's not function. Inside the class it's called method. All right, outside the class, whatever it may be, it is a function. You can call the methods outside the class too, but for now let's call the methods as methods, and outside the class it is called function. All right. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I will let's define properties first. Okay, so you will be thinking, what is a property for a program? What is properties? All right, in a program, properties are nothing but it's like data. Okay, so I'll say it has a color. Color is equals to red, and wheels is equals to 4. Okay. Okay, I'll remove this. So here you see the properties of a car is a color red and wheels 4. I'm predefining it. So now I will use it. I will use okay, before this I will say print I am a car. Before going to properties, I'm telling you a basic fundamental thing of a class. So print I am a four-wheeler. Alright, now yeah, class is created and I'm now calling it like a function. As you know, we've called the function as the same, but this is a class. Remember, this is not a function. Class, we can call it as same, but later on I will tell you what is the different methods of calling the class. Okay, so now let's I call the class car, and let's run it. A moment please. All right, there you go. I'm a car, I'm a four-wheeler. All right, can you see that? Yeah. So there you go. The class is created and it's all good. Okay, this is how we have to call the class. This is not how we call the class, but fundamentally we have to use the class name itself to call the class whole. All right. Okay. Let's now. Okay. Okay. Let's now define some properties. Okay, the color, the stuff, the colors. Color is equals to red, and wheels is equals to 4. and all of that. So yeah, the car has some properties which are color and wheels, and you know how to use them. We have to I will print. Now I want to print the color of the car, so I will just use print. And the main thing is that let me zoom it. So yeah, the main thing is you have to use like car dot. Okay, by now you can understand that to use something inside the class we have to use dot. All right, let me zoom out. Sorry, it's now it's color. Yeah, okay. I'll print car dot wheels. All right, say. Let me run it. So here you can see I defined some color and I defined a wheels for the class car. Now when I wanted to print it, I used the class name and then I'm sorry and then a character which is a dot. You can see I use a dot. All right. Yeah. So you can see here the first one is red and the second one is 4 as here. All right, yeah. So to use something inside the class we have to use the character dot. Okay, dot. All right, so these are the properties, and now let's move on to the methods, not functions, it's methods. So let me comment it methods. I'm sorry, it's methods. All right, now so methods are same as functions. So def I will say something like accelerate, accelerate, and when I use this function I want to print it is accelerating. All right, you can see that. Okay, now same as how we call the properties, how we use the properties, we can use the methods using the class name. So how to do that? You have to just car dot and then the function. Okay, so let's see the output of 5. See here you can see when I call the function using the class name, I call the method inside it. I'm sorry, I call the method inside it which is accelerate. So car dot accelerate. So it is going inside the class name car and then it is going to the method name which is accelerate. So whatever inside the accelerate function it is doing it. So I told print it is accelerating. I'm sorry, it's L. All right, so it is accelerating and it does printed that out. All right, all right, this is all about the class. The another things like constructors and all those I will come back to that when we go to the object, the concept of object. So I hope you got the concept of the class, how to create a class and how to define properties and how to use the methods. All right, and how to call all of them. All right, we can use that in every way, uh, color and all of that. Okay, okay. So this is all about not all about but fundamental about the class. So if you missed out something, just rewind the video some few minutes back and make it clear. All right, if there are any doubts you have you can just comment down below. I will reply to that and I will let you know. See here it is accelerating its car. Okay, this is how the class works. Now let's move on to the part of objects. Okay, I'll clear this out and let's move on. Okay, now let me show you objects. So what is an object? So this is here is the main part. uh, Keep all your attention here. So this is the main part, object. Because as you already understood that, okay, object which is oops, object oriented programming, so this would be the main part. Yes, it is the main part. So let us see the sentence first. An object is an instance of a class. It represents a specific instance of the class with its own set of attributes and methods. They are telling its own set of attributes, not the class which has the class. I mean, not the properties of the class, but its own. So object is an instance of the class. So you would already understand, okay, object is something related to the class or from the class. It is taking something from the class and it's becoming its own object. All right. So let me tell you. Um, Yeah. So we created the class car, but in this world there are many different types of cars. Tata, um, Maruti Suzuki, Mercedes, Benz, etc., etc. So these comes under object. So here you can see there are different cars. There is a Tata company which has a Nano, Renault Kiger, Kia Seltos, Maruti Suzuki Swift. So car class has these objects which are Tata Nano, which is one thing, Renault Kiger is another thing. So these all come under one thing which are class cars. So yeah, let's get back to our programming. Yeah. So see, let's do it. Okay, as ever, just create a class car. All right. So here is the thing, guys. There is a concept called constructor. I will tell you it. Self. So okay, let me tell you this. See, what is init? I hope you probably heard this before. The word term called. One second. Constructor. I hope you heard already the word called constructor. So init is a constructor, double underscore init and double underscore and then self. Okay, before going everything, whatever method you will be creating in the class, you should definitely put self inside the brackets. Any method, as before I use the accelerator, I have to put self inside it, but I didn't keep. So let's see here. So init is a constructor or it is a method, a predefined method which is it is called when the class is used. I will tell you. Okay, first I'll use car name, car model. All right, self dot name is equals to car name. I'll tell you, don't worry. Self dot model is equals to car model. All right, I will tell you. Wait. So yeah. So as we saw the definition of the object, which is object is an instance of class. So we'll create a Tata car. Okay, we'll create a Tata car. For that, I will give some variable, which is my new car is equals to car. And here you go. See, inside I in this constructor I gives car name and car model, which is mandatory. Okay, I'll give Tata, comma, and the model will be Nano. All right, all right. So now I will clear your doubt. So before we didn't use init, and hence we didn't use anything while we created a class. Okay, so we use init so that we need some two things while creating an object, car name and car model. Okay, so the instance of the class, which is car, the instance of the class is called object. That means my new, I mean, my new car, this is a variable, but this is the object. Okay, my new car is the object here right now because it has something instance of the class which has its own, this is its property. Tata is a name and model is a name, it's its own property. So there you go, this is a object. I'll create a new object which is friends, my friend's car is equals to he has Renault Kiger, okay, and this is another object, friend's car is a object, another object, okay, all right. So there you go, we have two objects here. One is my new car, instance of a class, and another friend's car, which is another instance of the class. All right. So there you go, we created an object. Okay, now what is the use of object? Yeah, why we need an object? All right, I will define a method. Okay, uh, car info. I'm sorry, car info, which means I want to print all the information of the car. As I said, inside the class, when you are defining a method, you have to use self. It is compulsory, it is mandatory. All right. Car info, inside the car info, I have to give, I mean, no need to give. Okay, all right. Yeah. So when I use the method car info, I have to print its name. Um the car name is whatever the name is. All right. Oh, sorry. It's name, self dot name. Self dot name, which means self inside of the class itself, and there is a variable called name. Okay, here. Let me put it simple way. Car name, car model, same as what I took. I'm sorry. Car name and car model. Okay, so what I did is I will come back. So there is this thing called a class, which I need something from the object, a name and the model, car's name and the car's model. Okay, and whatever the object, when the object creates and whatever the properties it has, I ask the name Tata and the car model Nano. So it's stored inside this thing, self dot car name. So what, inside the class there will be something like self dot car name. Okay, you have a variable car name, which is the car name given by the object, and self dot car model, self dot car model. Okay, class, you have a variable called car model, and you are the value of whatever the value given by the object when it is created. All right, I told the car name is self dot car name, and same, my model is car self dot car model. All right, you just practice once again after this video. Go to your VS Code, go to your code editor and practice it. You will understand very simply. All right, see here. Now there is a method here, and I created an object, my new car, which has a name Tata and a model Nano. Now what I will do, I will use the object. So my new car dot, I want the car info. So what is the car info? Let's run it. Or there is some mistake. My car new car takes no arguments. Yeah, okay, guys. There is this mistake. It is not INT, it's INIT. All right, sorry for the mistake. So yeah, let's run it. So in it is a constructor. Okay, at the time of creating an object, it asks for the two attributes, car name and car model. All right, let's run it. Okay, there is missing two arguments. Okay, I Tata and Nano. All right. Yeah, okay. Everything's fine now, and there you go. The car name is Tata. My model is Nano. You got it? I'll create another, which is Q is equals to another car which is um, Renault, comma, Tiger. And I'll say Q dot car info. All right. So you here you can see after this object completes, another object has come into existence, which is the car name is Renault and my model is Kiger. Okay, you can see there are two types of objects here. One was Q and one is my new car. So this is what object means. Object is the instance of the class. All right, like that. We can do many different things. You can use it for addition, subtraction. You can create calculators from it. So yeah, I'll tell you another stuffs. Accelerate self is very important, and say print speeding and other methods like break self and then print stop. And you can do anything. My new car dot accelerate, and again you have to accelerate. You can actually create a game from it. My new car dot stop. I mean, it's not stop, it's a break. Let me, yeah, it's break, yeah. It's okay, I wrote it's break. Yeah. Okay, never mind. There you can see the first part will be the car info, this method, and I use accelerate of that object, speeding, accelerate of that object, and then brake, speeding, stop. So you can think of a small game too by using class and objects, and that's why oops is a very important concept for any programming language, and all upon Java is the pure no pure object oriented programming language. All right, there you go, guys. You can play with your codes. You can create many different objects. You can create many different methods. Call it and use them. If possible, you can create a calculator too by this too. Yeah, but this is just a beginning. This is the part one of the video of class and objects. And the next part of the video, I'm gonna tell you about inheritance. So let's check out our list. So, yeah, we have inheritance and then polymorphism, data abstraction, and encapsulation. So, in the further videos, I will tell you what is inheritance. Inheritance, let me give you a brief. Inheritance is nothing, it's like, using another method inside a method. All right. For example, if I used accelerate here, so I will use that inside this speeding and then stop and all those things. It is called inheritance. Polymorphism, using the same method in different ways. Data abstraction is hiding, and encapsulation is making all of them into one unit. So the further parts of the videos, I will let you know all the oops concepts. And if there is any doubt and if you miss some part of it, please rewind the video for few minutes and check it out again. And if there are any clarifications or doubt you want me to tell, just comment down below. All right, and I hope you learned something. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and just share this playlist so that your fellow mates can learn programming too. And one more thing, if you're perfect in oops concept of a programming language, then you can say, yeah, I know how to program in this language, or I'm pretty much perfect in Python, or I'm something like that. In Java also, if you learn the oops concept, how to use oops concept in Java, oops concept in Python and all programming languages, it's the base of it. That means you are good to go for any further advancement of the programming languages. Alright, thank you so much, guys. I hope you understood and found it useful. All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next part of the video. Until then, take care of yourselves. Signing off, AJ. Thank you so much.